So Scorpio is upon us. And as a little birthday cheer to all the Scorpio boys and girls, the Scorpio collective as a whole, let's go and celebrate Scorpio season with a love reading. If you appreciate my time in doing these readings, let me know. Give me a thumbs up. If you have any comments, please do share. For this reading, I would say not only a Scorpio sun, a Scorpio moon rising, but I'd also say a Scorpio Venus. Does anyone have a Scorpio Venus? Thank you for the like. I'd also say a Scorpio 7th house. Could also consider a Scorpio Jupiter. I leave that all up to you and how strongly you feel Scorpio in your energy. Maybe you have a Scorpio as your signature sign. Maybe you have several planets in Scorpio. Right? There's many different ways you can have significant Scorpio energy outside of just your sun's sign. Anyway, so for the Scorpio collective, let's go and see a reading on love. For these readings, Scorpio, it's actually 13 readings in one. First reading will be a general reading on what the energy of love is in your energy. And then Scorpio, let's go and take a peek and see how the other signs' energies are towards you. If you want to skip ahead, because I won't be time stamping this, the general reading takes about 20 minutes. And for the signs, it's about maybe 3 minutes to 5 minutes. So shall we see? Let's see a reading for Scorpio on love at this time. Declarations to be known, Scorpio. Hello. Declarations to be known with Page of Swords and Page of Cups. Someone definitely is determined to take a big step forward, a new step forward, Scorpio. I say a new step because in this energy, it's very bold energy, but this person wants to change things up almost a little bit like one of the inherent qualities of Scorpio energy. So either this person could be entirely new, we'll find out, or this person could be someone who wants something more. With 6 of Swords in the background, Scorpio, this tells me that there's been a progression, an unfolding. This person hasn't been in a rush, Scorpio, for a love connection up until this point. This person is someone who has taken the time to be reflective. Reflective. So let's go and find out more. With his Page of Swords is bold and very defiant energy. I will be as clear as possible. You will listen to me. Here I am. Declaration. So I do read my queens as cardinals. I have some Aries energy here. I have some Cancerian energy here, and I have Virgo energy here. This almost makes me wonder in this energy, Scorpio, what were you up to come midsummer to early fall? Who was around you, Scorpio, during that time? If no one was around you, then Scorpio, what I do have is someone who has been preparing themselves for, I don't know, to be more generous, to be more open. Actually, I do think that is an energy that's here, Scorpio, is this person wants to be more open with how they feel. They want to be more transparent. Eight of Pentacles with the Three of Cups, Queen of Cups. This person is trying to also control their emotions. Control their emotions, probably not scare others off, not be scared of what they feel. And also, too, with these queen energies, I'd also say there's been a habit for this person acting in this energy, Scorpio, to be a little too passive. You know, they feel a lot and expect a lot, but haven't been prior, Scorpio. They haven't been really acting on it. Probably too, Scorpio, they didn't have the toolkit to act on it. Didn't know how to act on it. Just really had a tendency to be wrapped up in their emotions. Anyway, Scorpio, this person is also, let me go and say with this declaration that's coming up, it's a new way of acting for this person. So Page of Swords will be a little rough around the edges. Nothing at all in this energy is smooth or suave. This is discovering how to be, discovering how to properly communicate. Queen of Cups gets a Page of Cups, Ace of Wands, and a Knight of Pentacles. Scorpio, I definitely have new love in your energy. This person wants to commit to you, Scorpio. I do wonder with Page of Swords energy and Eight of Pentacle energy, they may not quite be prepared or be ready to go and commit. But they are finding, they want to go and find the right way of making themselves available, of sharing, of being open, of supporting someone, Scorpio. And they're going to feel that way towards you. Queen of Cups, Page of Cups, Page of Cups. Over here, Page of Cups, Ace of Swords, and Knight of Pentacle energy here. That tells me, Scorpio, well, first of all, the hopes that this person feels, they're not really going to be readily inclined to show it, to act it, to display it. But they will try. You know, this is a new thing. This person is giving credence to their emotions. This person is going to reach out in a new way. This person wants to commit in a new way. This person wants to share in a new way. They want to be vulnerable going to learn. Four of Pentacles and King of Cups. So there's a learning curve here. Not necessarily a bad thing, but something that is in the energy. Queen of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles, King of Cups under an Eight of Pentacles. The love is there, the attraction is there, the warmth is there, but how to properly convey that warmth to you. There is a lot of exploration here. Also, too, what's required, what's necessary. That's energy that's also here under an Eight of Pentacles. So I have somebody here who will be quite taken with you, has a tendency to be in the receptive. They're going to have a tendency to withdraw, a tendency to pull back, expecting you to come forward. And with this Queen of Pentacles, King of Cups, finding the proper way almost to get along, the proper way, or shared values, shared goals. The love is there, how to go and make it work. The attraction is there, the warmth is there, what is needed to make it work. So there's some exploratory energy here. Let's go. I'm going to drink one thing of water real quick. Let's go and see about this Three of Cups. Three of Cups. I have Five of Swords. Wheel of Fortune. And a Two of Wands. Well, Scorpio, I see, first of all, yes, love is in your energy. Trying to see if there is anything here that perhaps you, oh, thank you for the like. I'm trying to see with that Page of Swords energy, is there anything telling me that you also should be more determined? But I'm not really getting that, unless, of course, Scorpio, you find you have had a tendency to internalize a lot, because this person has had a tendency to internalize, but this is ultimately the energy that's coming forward towards you. Scorpio, if you have internalized a lot, expect someone to come forward to you who also has internalized a lot, because this person is someone who's going to struggle and try to express what they feel, and also to express or find out what is necessary to make a long-term relationship work. How to find and build and define shared core values. This is a risk, and this person, Scorpio, is going to be stepping out of their normal range or their normal way, normal method of how they operate into something new. Energies I have here. Let's see. Anything predominant here, Scorpio? Well, I do have some Cancer. I have significant Cancer in Aries. So also think about too the energies just of those zodiac signs. Someone who is ready to explore their emotions in a new way. Someone, well, passionate emotion too. Something that they really feel strongly about and they want to convey that, they want to build upon that. And then I have some Capricorn, Virgo, Aquarius, and Pisces. Let's get into the second part of the reading. So for the second part, Scorpio, that is going to be, well, how other signs are towards you. The energy that I envision when I am doing these readings, Scorpio, is pink energy, not necessarily the red. That could be lust, action, excitement, but pink energy, that of empathy, caring, understanding, love, support. Scorpio, this could be somebody who you know. This could be someone who you know, and that person, you may be speaking to them. You may not be speaking to them, Scorpio. They could just be the person on your mind. Scorpio, this could also be someone who you'll meet. Could also be a friend too. Doesn't necessarily, Scorpio, have to be a romantic interest. Could be a platonic interest. Again, we're doing this basic energy, the basic energy of pink when it comes to love. Of course, that color can grow and magnify and change hue, right? But the foundation of healthy love, a good love, a color which can grow in vibrancy and in hue. So we start off with pink. Let's see, Scorpio. The first element, first sign we'll start with water. Scorpio. Do you know a Cancer? Is a Cancer on your mind, Scorpio? If you meet a Cancer, Scorpio, that Cancer towards you, Hangman. Hangman with the Empress. Interesting, Scorpio. Empress with Hangman tells me that the things you value or the way you operate could be quite different. You know, there are similarities, but there are core differences. Also, too, in this energy, you and that Cancer, Scorpio. Cancer is very comfortable in doing things according to Cancerian way. There's a similarity, but there is a difference. And I would say probably something that's coming up here is both of you are comfortable in how you operate. Very comfortable individuals here. Comfortable in what they do, comfortable in how they feel. This is me, I know me. All that sort of energy is here with Cancer. So with Hangman, let's go and see some more about Hangman, a Cancer for Scorpio. Two of Pentacles under a Hangman. Star. Interesting. Almost this energy does mirror, of course, Cancer was one of the major energies that was in that reading, Scorpio, the main reading. Cancer operates on a different way than you do. You know what this energy is too, Scorpio? Cancer really does expect you to have a sixth sense in how they feel, what they feel, what they want. They're not going to be quick to say it. They're not going to be quick to express it. In fact, more than words, Cancer would probably do that through actions, would be inclined to do it through actions. If you're dealing with a Cancer, Scorpio, it's Cancer's actions that mean more than necessarily what they say. I don't think Cancer would say anything particularly groundbreaking or interesting in this energy, but it's their actions in which they'd want to convey their sincerity. Definitely the actions of Cancer. Anyway, if you're dealing with a Cancer, your energy is good. Cancer's energy is a bit passive, but very hopeful. A danger here with Cancer, if you're dealing with a Cancer Scorpio, is that Cancer will internalize, and Cancer will also be happy with the fantasy of what could be rather than taking steps to make sure it actually becomes. In other words, Cancer could spend so much time, I don't know, just imagining the good things. Would they actually go out and create the good things? In short, Cancer needs some firecrackers or they need some external something to get them going a little bit, because Cancer has a tendency to be happy with how things are and how things could be in their head, just basking in the glow of what could be rather than making it so it is. If you're dealing with a Cancer, Cancer is definitely a dreamer, Scorpio. Cancer is dreaming about you, Scorpio. Cancer may be scared, Scorpio, to move forward towards you and possibly destroy the dream of what could be with some perhaps clunkiness of how Cancer would handle things outside of their fantasies and imagination. If you are dealing, Scorpio, with a fellow Scorpio, a Scorpio for Scorpio, someone has expectations, Scorpio. If you're dealing with a fellow Scorpio, that Scorpio definitely has expectations. That Scorpio has had expectations for a while. If this is someone who you just met, Scorpio, expect things to move rather quickly if they could with you, Scorpio. Scorpio, if you've been dealing with this Scorpio, one of you guys have been dragging your feet a whole lot, and the other one is waiting for absolute commitment. They can't understand why hasn't it come yet if you are dealing with a fellow Scorpio. So hello. I'm doing all the 12 zodiac signs. But you can also, in the meantime, check out who's watching you. It's a reading I finished not more than a half an hour ago. And actually, I did 2 messages for the Leo Collective on who's watching you. One was a bit earlier, around 2 p.m. or 4 p.m. And then I did one about a half an hour ago. Anyway, so this is Scorpio for Scorpio with a 9 of Wands. That 9 of Wands for Scorpio. I had a bunch of cards fall out. Knight of Swords. the Star. Scorpio, if you meet a Scorpio, I think that Scorpio's been lonely, Scorpio. If you meet a Scorpio, that Scorpio has been lonely, that Scorpio has been patient, that Scorpio has walked by themselves, dreamed by themselves, strived by themselves for a while, Scorpio. If you meet a new Scorpio, that Scorpio has a very specific scenario, a very specific partner, a very specific dream of how they wish to live their life, Scorpio. And because they are committed to what they want in a person and what they want in a relationship, they have waited for the moment when they could go and interact with someone who truly gets them, and also to someone who will strive for the same things they want to strive to, or they are striving for. In that energy, if you meet a Scorpio will probably weigh how closely you match their dreams and energy. And if there's a match, well, I see things going rather quickly because you are the one that Scorpio has been waiting for. Scorpio, if you're dealing with a Scorpio in this energy, that Scorpio expects something from you. They expect something significant from you, Scorpio, and they've been expecting it for a while, Scorpio. Scorpio, in this energy, if you are dealing with a Scorpio, that Scorpio is not going to be the one to make the first move or the first overtures or reach out. It really is on you. You're the one who has to go and take the big step forward. Whatever that this Scorpio is expecting from you, you're the one that has to go and do it. If, Scorpio, you wish to have anything to do with this other Scorpio. Yeah, Scorpio is waiting. Scorpio is hopeful. So let's check out. Did I do all the water signs? I did Pisces. Does anyone recall? I did Scorpio for Scorpio. I did Cancer. I don't think I did Pisces. Well, let's see. Scorpio, if you're dealing with a Pisces, if you meet a Pisces, look at Pisces. Pisces has a lot on their mind. Pisces is very cold. 9 of Cups is Piscean energy. I guess Pisces isn't so much cold Scorpio as now Pisces is putting forth their own self-interest first. They're putting themselves first. Pisces is not putting someone else before them. Not saying Pisces cares, not saying Pisces won't work towards a significant goal. Pisces must have significant Aquarian energy in here. Lots of Aquarian energy coming up. Anyway, yeah, Scorpio, if you're dealing with a Pisces, Pisces is very determined. Pisces is going to make sure they make the best choices for them. They're not going to allow emotionality to cloud what is necessary, Scorpio. If you were dealing with a Pisces, and if Pisces wasn't in that energy before, Pisces is in that energy now. If Pisces was in the energy before with you, in other words, like very cognizant of what is needed, what is necessary. Also, too, what Pisces' overall life goals are, what Pisces is striving for, what Pisces needs. If Pisces was in that energy before, Pisces is in that energy even more so now. Thank you for the like. Let's go and see some more about the King of Swords. King of Swords is Four of Swords, Ten of Swords, and Six of Swords. Pisces is definitely putting themselves first. Number one, Scorpio. Very cold energy. Factual energy. It's like Pisces emotionality or Pisces dreams are entirely on how to achieve it, how to achieve stability, how to achieve that perfect union, what composes, what kind of ingredients comprise of a perfect union, Scorpio, that Pisces sees you in. Anyway, very, very factual, cold, absolute energy. Pisces, if you're dealing with a Pisces, overall Scorpio, Pisces has requirements. If you meet those requirements, fantastic. If you don't meet those requirements, Scorpio, Pisces is moving on. I'm going to say too, in this energy with Pisces requirements, it's not necessarily they're thinking about soulmate connection or how this person makes me feel. It comes down to the stability and strength of character of the person they're dealing with, which would be you. That's probably Scorpio, what they're going to be looking at. How sensible are you? How smart are you? How do you protect what's important to you? How do you operate? What are your responsibilities, Scorpio? What do you care about, Scorpio? And where are you going, Scorpio? All those sorts of things Pisces is going to pay attention to. Pisces doesn't care about your past, Scorpio. But Pisces does care about how you handle the now and where you are going in the future. Let's go on to another sign for Scorpio. We already did water, we'll do earth. Scorpio, if you're dealing with a Taurus, if you're dealing with a Taurus, Scorpio, do you have expectations of that Taurus, Scorpio? Someone has expectations of the other Scorpio that the other feels they can't meet. A little beyond them, asking a little too much of them. Definitely this energy, one person feels the other is just a little too eager, or as I said, they want a little too much of them, more than what they're willing to go and give at this time, or prepared to give at this time, able to give at this time. Maybe too, with what's being asked for or expected, Scorpio, if they were to attempt to do it, you would see flaws, Scorpio. Flaws would be visible. So 3 of Pentacles. 3 of Pentacles gets the lover, or the lovers. 10 of Wands. 7 of Wands. If you're dealing with a Taurus, Scorpio. Taurus would really like to make it work, Scorpio. They would. They would like to make it work, but they have some problems. Something requires a mass amount of effort. And it feels like more than the effort of coming up to the standards or what would be necessary in a romantic connection, in a love connection, a connection in which you truly care and make yourself accessible for another. Scorpio, that Taurus will put up boundaries. That Taurus doesn't want to be vulnerable. Taurus is not prepared to share themselves, their heart, their emotions, their vulnerability, that soft, white underbelly. They're not prepared to share that, like a little fishy swimming in the ocean. They're not prepared to share their little underbelly. So if you're dealing with a Taurus, Scorpio, expect that Taurus to really, really like you. But there's going to be things, Scorpio, that Taurus is going to really, really miss the mark on. And those things that Taurus misses the mark on, Scorpio, could be the very things that you need to feel that what you have is authentic, as opposed to something that's just fun and enjoyable. Let's go and see Capricorn. A Capricorn for Taurus. I have strength, the Sun, 10 of Swords, and the High Priestess. Curious energy in the fact that if you're dealing with a Capricorn, Scorpio. If you're dealing with a Capricorn, Scorpio, I said Taurus because 5 of Pentacles is Taurus energy. If you're dealing with a Capricorn, that Capricorn, well, first of all, things have gone down with that Capricorn, right? I have a 5 of Pentacles here. There was a break in values, a break in direction, a break in path between you and that Capricorn, Scorpio, if you're dealing with a Capricorn. Something led you and that Capricorn to diverge in directions. But I have resurgence here with strength, the sun, Ten of Swords, and High Priestess. This is resurrection energy. It's the building blocks for resurrection, to go and start again, start anew, to have the strength to state the ludicrous after all this time, with 5 of Pentacles and the end of 10 of Swords. Could the connection be? Could you reconnect? If you're dealing with a Capricorn may appear, Capricorn would be open to dealing with you again, Scorpio. But in this energy too, it's like Capricorn could reconnect with you, and then Capricorn could drop off. Again. This could be hot and cold energy. Because Capricorn right now is not really sure of what they want, other than they do enjoy the company. They're just not sure where it leads to. And they're not sure what they want, where they want it to lead to. If you meet a Capricorn, the energy is actually much better if you meet a Capricorn, rather. If you meet a Capricorn, that Capricorn actually, I say it's much better, but I'd actually keep Capricorn as a friend in this energy. Because Capricorn has been redefining themselves. And in redefining themselves, Capricorn has been going out and grazing on warmth. I don't know if Capricorn is yet done grazing on warmth. If you ask me, Capricorn's energy overall is interesting, but it's very volatile too. Very unpredictable, very volatile. Strong emotion here, but there's also a strong commitment to self. Capricorn won't be hurt again. And Capricorn, in their determination to graze on warmth and yet protect themselves, could end up hurting other people in the process. Do you think I'm going to end these readings? As although we had the clocks turn back and it's 3 a.m., it still feels like 4 a.m. to me. I'm going to go and gain that extra hour of sleep. Bye-bye.